4 Valencia Boulevard is a jackknife big rig in the 2 left lanes. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robert Bucky.
In need of a vacation? Your Catalina Island experience awaits. And now for a limited time, stay 3 nights for the price of 2 at any Catalina Island company property. Book your next vacation at visitcatalinaisland.com. That's visitcatalinaisland.com.
Hey, Drew, do you know what's really spooky during Halloween?
What, Dad?
Your old mattress. Because after 8 years, an old mattress could collect sweat and dead skin, creating the perfect environment for dust mites.
Yeah. Plus, laying on the same mattress for 8 years creates tremendous wear and tear, making it harder to get the comfort and support you need.
So if your mattress is over 8, time to replace during Simply's fall sale, where you can save $1,000 on select mattresses from down in Sealy.
Plus, get a $300 gift with purchase with any Tempur-Pedic. And with your good credit, pay 0% financing for 12 months with your minimum monthly payment.
And only Simply has bed match technology that scientifically recommends the level of support that's right for your shape and size. So this Halloween season, quit sleeping on your scary old mattress.
Trust your sleep to City Sleeper during our fall sale. For dreams that are sweeter than a pumpkin spice latte.
That sounds good, Drew. How about a body wash for whipped cream? Thanks, Dad.
We're celebrating National Beer Day by trying all the craft beers at Good Times Cafe, and of course all the Walt Brewski too. Day and night, they're doing it again. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
You're a ball fan, and we've got all the ball games on Ball Inside TV everywhere you eat, stay, and play.
Number 4.
It's National Pasta Day at Good Times Cafe. Cajun chicken, Alfredo, or spaghetti and meatballs for a special price, October 17th.
3.
Into the Woods giveaway. Here's Ruby, 2-person double tank, where you earn 500 points on your reward card, the 18th or 19th.
Number 2.
Entertainment is back. Robin 6, live, November 13th. Get your tickets now.
And the number 1 reason.
Good times at Sideline Stage never stop. Live music all weekend, every weekend.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times. Live free. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris. Semper Solaris is your local veteran-owned solar and battery storage contractor. Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper offers new AC systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. We hire vets and give back to the community with our Semper Cares initiative. Go solar and declare your independence. No down, interest or payments till 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. $500 downloadable coupon. $500 off for military, first responders, and healthcare workers. Call 877-211-5591. That's 877-211-5591. Or visit SemperSolaris.com.
26% federal tax credit based on eligibility. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Some restrictions apply. New customers only. Call or see website for details. Expires 10/31/2021. CSW number 978152.
Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year. It's amazing because Discover is accepted at 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report limitations apply.
KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk. talk to Ian Punnett, call the Wildcard line at 818-501-4109. The first-time caller line is 818-501-4721. To talk toll-free from east of the Rockies, call 800-825-5033. From west of the Rockies toll-free, call 800-618-8255. This is Coast to Coast AM with Ian Punnett.
I had to play that one for me, just to give me that last bit of oomph, get me through the finish line on Coast to Coast AM. Molly Hatchet, not to be confused with Lizzie Borden, but that's what made me think about playing Molly Hatchet, our Curse of Lizzie Borden, coming up tomorrow night on Coast to Coast AM. There really was, however, supposedly, a real-life Molly Hatchet, although it is probably at least 50% folklore. But the story of Molly Hatchet is a little bit more like the story of Eileen Wuornos. The Molly Hatchet of history, and I put air quotes around that, is that she was a prostitute in the 19th century, post-Civil War, and she would lure Confederate soldiers to their death. She would chop them up. She would like a siren call. She was very attractive. She was irresistible. And when the men were found later on, they were found with multiple whacks of a hatchet, much like Lizzie Borden later, and in many cases missing their heads. That's the story of Molly Hatchet. Now, as a band, there is also a band called Lizzie Borden. They were a heavy metal band that they had a good run, 3 or 4 album run, I think. But I don't know, it never worked for me. Lizzie Borden was okay. The lead singer called himself Lizzie Borden. And I don't know. In a battle of the bands between Lizzie Borden and Molly Hatchet, I go Molly Hatchet every time. Although one is heavy metal and one is hard rock, right? Molly Hatchet was hard rock, but not heavy metal. But yeah, between the real life Lizzie Borden and Molly Hatchet, I'll go with the real Lizzie Borden, and we'll do that tomorrow night on Coast to Coast. So we'll get to all of your open line calls coming up between now and the top of the hour. Stand by if you're waiting. Grab a call if you're not. On Coast to Coast AM, this is Ian Punnett.
As the weather gets cooler, I'm craving easy comfort food to keep me cozy. But with my fall calendar filling up, I just don't have hours to spend on meal prep. Luckily, HelloFresh delivers everything I need right to my doorstep. It doesn't hurt that it's 30% cheaper than grocery shopping, packed with fresh produce, and has plenty of variety to choose from, 50 menu and market options every week. Quick and easy recipes make dinner a breeze on busy weeknights, and family-friendly options such as meatloaf a la mom and one-pot broccoli mac and cheese hit the spot after a long day at work and school. You can also grab and go breakfasts, after-school treats, and more easy extras to your order. So there's always an energizing snack on hand. Tackle the busy fall season with HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com/George14 and use code George14 for up to 14 free meals and free shipping. That's code George14 at HelloFresh.com/George14.
Sometimes the world can seem a cold place, so we gotta bring a warmth to it. Sometimes the world can seem a broken place, so we gotta strive to fix it. At the end of the day, we are empowered to create the world we want to live in. So we prepare for the worst, but we must always expect the best. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans.
If you're tired of big cable bills, you can get Newsmax TV for free. Millions are watching Newsmax, available now on major cable systems or for free on smart TVs like Samsung, LG, and Vizio. Find it streaming on Roku, Xumo, Pluto, Amazon Fire, TiVo, Apple TV, and more. 7 million Americans have downloaded the free Newsmax app to their smartphone. It takes just seconds, then watch us anytime, anywhere. Ford sells Newsmax a used powerhouse. Find out why. Start watching today.
All right, well, we've had a great night so far. Let's take it all the way up to the top. Don is in Kent, Ohio. He's been hanging on coast to coast. Don?
Brother Ian, thank you so much for taking my call. And happy Sabbath, by the way. You know, I think that the UFOs are local. And and there's also a spiritual side of it. L.A. Marzulli claims UFOs and the Virgin Mary deception are woven together. Jeff Millet's book, Alien Contact and Human Deception, you can see the spiritual contact in it. In fact, the aides of President Eisenhower told him that the aliens are liars. And if they're concerned about nuclear weapons polluting the Earth, I mean, the closest star cluster is Alpha Centauri, which is like 4.25, light years away. Mars is 142 million miles away, too far to be affected by nuclear, pollution. And so it seems like they're Earth-based and possibly under the sea. In fact, Stanton Friedman asked if the aliens were benevolent, why didn't they stop the Holocaust? And you look at what Edward Snowden, he claimed that the aliens are running the White House. And if anybody should know, it's a CIA subcontractor who was a consultant to NASA. What say you?
I don't know that Snowden is my horizon line for truth tellers. However, I want to go back to, where did you hear that Eisenhower's aides said aliens were liars?
Well, allegedly, on one of the websites, Eisenhower took a departure claiming to go and have a dental issue resolved, and he went to one of the Air Force bases out in California, met with some tall Nordics, and he was talking to his advisors, colonels and lieutenant colonels, and they said, well, we know that they lie. And I thought that was kind of interesting. In fact, the Bible warns us in Matthew, the 24th chapter, about 5 times that, at the end of times, there's going to be great deception.
Yeah. But I just, the idea that if aides told Eisenhower that, what was their basis for saying they're liars? I mean, what did they do? How would they know they were liars?
Well, there was an interview that was recorded over the telephone back in 1995, where the assistant to Albert Einstein, they were summoned to the Roswell Air Force Base, and she claimed that there were 5 aliens. One was near death. I think the other 4 died. She was describing the craft, and so it seems like this whole alien cover-up with the weather balloon was a lie by the government that they've been pandering for over 70 years. And she said it was interesting that Albert Einstein was not surprised about the aliens.
Okay, wait. I'm still trying to get to the answer. Why were they liars? What did they lie about?
It really didn't say there, but
okay.
They've had some sort of a conversation with the other aliens that have crashed or somehow captured.
All right, well, I'll have to leave it at that. But that's the part that got me really curious, was that they were liars. Blair is in Sedona on Coast to Coast. Blair?
Goodness gracious, Ian, I want to change my topic to correct that last gentleman. There were 2 groups of aliens Eisenhower met with. The first group, the Nordics, basically said, get rid of your nukes and we'll give you new life and love and prosperity on the planet. The second group, the Greys, said, keep your nukes and we'll trade you technologies for your human embryos. So I just wanted to put that point out.
Well, wait. How do you know that as being true?
I'm just putting it out there, just saying it. But is there a for souls like reincarnation, or as the Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians says in 15:46, the spirit is not first but the natural and after the spiritual. And you're a deacon, so deacon Conant, what's your take on the pre-existence of souls?
Yeah, I mean, this is an answerable question, but Buddhist masters would say, they would say mu, meaning you can't answer it, there's no point in debating it, but if you're talking about ensoulment, which is what the concept comes from, that souls exist and then they are put into a body, okay, I don't know. I have no way of knowing. I know people that have said that they have had, life experiences during regression that could only have been previous life experiences, and they can remember a time before they entered into their earthly body that they're in. But I've never experienced anything that would lead me to believe that. Wish I could tell you more. Brian is in Alton, Illinois, on Coast to Coast, open lines, and we're trying to get everybody in before the top of the hour. Brian?
Hey, Ian, thanks for having me on. Thanks for the Thin Lizzy, too. That reminds me of my first concert. We were on tour on Queen's Night Yachty Tour.
Oh, cool.
I got invited to go, luckily.
That would be awesome.
But Thin Lizzy, the thing I remember most is Scott Gorham with his long red hair is flinging it around and playing his Cherry Sunburst, Cherry Sunburst Les Paul Deluxe with many humbuckers that just came out for the band.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah. Great. Both of them were great. I mean, I'm a Brian May fan too, so.
Yeah, I am too. And not just of his work with Queen. I find him fascinating as a guy. I wanted to read his dissertation because I'm sure this is cool. But but that wasn't why you were calling. Why were you calling?
No. I was calling because I had an epiphany the other day. I hadn't seen the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still for 25 years or so.
Right.
Anyway, it was on the other night, and I watched it, and there was a lot of stuff that a few specific things that I forgot about, and that's why I'm calling tonight, because, I was calling, you had the right topic tonight, and I'm calling because, I had it all came together for me, but anyway, tonight was Richard Carpenter's 75th birthday.
No, really?
They covered the song by Clyde 2.
Yeah, Clyde 2.
Calling out
Planetary Craft, yeah.
Anyway, on the day...
It's like the weirdest Carpenter song ever, but anyway, yeah.
It's great, man.
It's not a bad song, but it was just weird that they covered it, that's all.
Well, here's the thing. Here's why I think they covered it. It was cosmic calling, man. Anyway, Church played it last year about this time, I think, somewhere.
Right. I think I played it. We did a Karen Carpenter show when a book came out about her and her anorexia, and I know I played it that night because it's just so strange. I love it, yeah.
But anyway, on the day the Earth stood still, I think it was like 1951 movie, Michael Rennie played Klaatu. Also, he played Larry Carpenter. I believe it was Larry Carpenter. And the robot was Gord, they were
right.
policemen and stuff. And then in the mid-70s, Klaatu, they put a song together called Not to Consider Planetary Craft.
Right.
It was kind of loosely based on the movie, but then I believe that Richard and or Sharon heard the song, and they were both fully familiar with the movie, probably seen it many times, then it all started to click because Carpenter, Klaatu, and everything. So,
I think the story in the book was that it was Richard, and I'm having a memory that says that Karen had to be kind of convinced to do it. I think it was only because of the popularity of the album and some of Richard's personal beliefs, not because of the movie. But I'm going to go look that up because I've got that book.
You've heard that before. I haven't heard it, but I was just thinking that, they had heard the cosmic calling and they had to answer it,
Well, I think they
since you had a version, then the Carpenters absolutely had to have a version, that's what I thought.
Well, the real question is why didn't Klaatu cover some songs from the Carpenters? That would have been interesting too, so thank you, Brian. Let me go to Mitzi in Colorado on Coast to Coast. Mitzi?
Hi, yes, Mitzi.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Good.
I was in Kansas, and I seen that me and my son were driving, and we seen that we looked over to the left, and a craft come down, and it was just like hovered next to us, and then it took off. And then out at the farm, we experienced this like 4 or 5 of them up there in the sky. And then one time I was with my friend, and that black one that you were talking about earlier, it pulled in, it was like it come down and it went into the stack of the tree line. And my friend ran one way to see if he could catch it, and I went the other way. Well, by the time he got around there, he said that it was gone, and there was no place it could have gone to because just the corn was there.
Yeah.
Like, you see,
Did it leave a mark? Did it leave a mark, like a crop circle?
yeah, it left, well, just like the push down the corn. But it didn't, not on the ground, it just pushed the, but then it just ended, It didn't go nowhere.
Very interesting. I appreciate you sharing that. Where was it? That was in Colorado that it happened?
No, it's in Kansas, that's in, between Norton and Oden in Kansas, that's 36.
Okay.
There's quite a bit out there, and the other people do too.
Yeah, I mean, the KC MUFON people are very hot on that subject, and it seems like in a lot of ways, in fact, Kansas City on either side, the KCMO or KCK side, that there's a lot of activity. So thank you. Then we get to Joe, and who's in Calgary in the time we have left. Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to be quick.
Good. Oh, yeah, I will be quick. So I got a theory, there seems to be a lot of UFO activity happening over the States right now. And I'm thinking that you're to blame for it because they finally figured out your smoke show here about eating the Canadians first. That's what I think.
Hey, you know what? If I had that kind of power, I'm all for it. I would love to find a way to monetize that, So I hope you're right, Joe, and I'll be looking for evidence of that. And if not, I'll make it up. First time caller line. Doman is in Edmonton, Alberta, on Coast to Coast. Doman?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so I've been, oh my god, I'm so happy right now. So, I'm trying to, what I've been trying to tell, like, a lot of people is that, when they have, like, out-of-body experiences, like, astral projection, there have been, like, a lot of people, and this is a thing where I am, like, getting a little bit, like, kind of peed off, is that some people are just like, oh yeah, like, you just, like, dislike the body. And that's actually not what happens. You do, but there's, like, this thing where, like, your body, like, it's kind of like a thing where, like, your body's, like, shifting. Like, you go from, like, room to room, and it's really hard to explain. But when you do actually, like, go out in,
I think that's just...
it actually does feel good. I don't know. Anyway, so, like, when you actually do leave, like, the body,
yeah,
so when you get out into, like, the astral plane or whatever, there is, I guess, like, a feeling of, it's the thing that I actually felt. There's this thing where it feels like, it doesn't feel like water, but it feels kind of like a liquid, but it's not a liquid.
Let me ask you, how far have you traveled? If you had to measure a distance, how far from your body have you traveled?
Pretty far.
Like what?
The only, like, I can't actually say, like, how far, but I do, like, I have traveled because of, like, a young little girl.
Right.
And the one time, I think it was like 2 years ago, when there was like some stuff that, like, everyone knows you go through, like, traumatic experiences and all that.
Right.
So, like, this is the thing. So then all of a sudden, I was just like, we all know when it happens.
Okay.
It's either you hear a buzzing noise, or, like, we all know the traditional, you know what I mean, like the feeling before your physical body or your spiritual body, like, leaves the physical.
Okay.
So during that time, I got scared, and then I was just like, okay. I'm really scared right now. I need to go somewhere, and I need to know like, it's cool.
I'm running out of time here, so I just want to make sure I get that last thought on. So, I appreciate what you're saying, but could you just give me one quick look? What exactly was, no, actually I think time-wise we don't even have time for that. The mystery will go unsolved for now. But that's only because I got a promo coming up tomorrow night on Coast to Coast. Don't miss the first hour. We talk about the Mothman prophecy. Sounds like something you would enjoy, Doman. And then also, the curse of Lizzie Borden, both on the family and on the place. More on that coming up tomorrow night on Coast to Coast. Matt, last